What if the most powerful thing you can do to change how she sees you is to stop seeing her at all? I don't mean ignoring her. I mean shifting your entire gaze, shifting it from her, back to yourself. We've been taught as men that to win affection we must pursue. We must prove. We must chase. But what if the chase itself is the very thing repelling her? What if her regret isn't actually about losing you as you were, but about her sudden, shocking realization that she lost the man you were becoming? The moment you finally turned around and walked away? This isn't about playing games. This is about gravity. For years, we've talked about the 7 signs she regrets losing you. But we've been looking at it all wrong. We've been focused on her behavior. We've been desperate for her validation. We've been looking for clues. Today we stop. We are not going to talk about 7 signs. We are going to talk about 7 awakenings. These are 7 profound internal shifts that happen in you. And her behavior? Her regret? Her sudden interest? That is just the echo. This is the law of relationship echo. You do not get what you want in life. You get what you are. When you were chasing, you were need. You were anxiety. You were a question mark, constantly asking, am I good enough? And the echo that came back to you was silence, dismissal, avoidance. But when you stop, when you pull your energy back to build your own life, your entire being changes. And the echo that comes back is the one you've been waiting for. Let's begin this journey. The first awakening is the anchor of presence. Think about your energy when you were chasing. You would send a text, and then what? Your entire nervous system would go on pause. You'd check your phone. You'd feel that little spike of anxiety. You were waiting. Your energy, your life force was projected at her, hanging in the empty space, waiting for her reply to tell you that you were okay. She felt that. Whether she could name it or not, she felt that energetic weight. It's suffocating. When you stop chasing, you cut that energetic cord. You are no longer waiting. You are here. You send a message or you don't, and you immediately return to your life. You return to your work. You return to the book you're reading. You are fully present with the friend in front of you. You are no longer an energetic void asking to be filled. You have become an anchor, grounded in your own reality. So, when you see that first sign, when she suddenly becomes more responsive, when her texts come back in minutes, not hours or days, it is not because you played a game correctly, it is the echo. She is feeling the sudden, jarring absence of your needy energy. It has created a psychological vacuum. Her nervous system, which was so used to pushing your energy away, suddenly has nothing to push against, and her first instinct is to rush in and see why. Where did he go? Why is the anchor no longer tethered to me? The fatal mistake is to see her text and immediately throw her the rope. To reward her minimum effort with your maximum attention. The mastery is to remain the anchor. You are warm, you are kind, but you are not moved. You are busy in your own life. You will get back to her when your own priorities are handled. This is the first profound shift. She is no longer the center of your emotional world. You are. The second awakening is the echo of authenticity. When we chase, we perform. We become a curated, safe version of ourselves. We laugh a little too hard at her jokes. We agree with opinions we don't really hold. We hide our weird hobbies. We file down our edges. We become the nice guy. We are terrified that our real, authentic self isn't enough to keep her. But here is the paradox that breaks men's hearts. That perfect, curated, nice guy version of you is utterly unattractive. It has no texture, no edges, no soul. I remember my father. He loved my mother deeply. But when she was upset, he would panic. He would become whatever he thought she needed. He would agree, appease, and try to fix it. He stopped being the strong, grounded man she fell in love with, and became a reflection of her anxiety. It only made things worse. The day he learned to just sit with her, to listen, and to hold his own ground without being aggressive. To be authentically present. Their entire relationship changed. When you walk away, you stop performing. You stop caring if she likes your hobbies, your opinions, or your plans. You start doing you. You start speaking your truth. You become real. So when she starts bringing up the good times, when you get that random text, remember when we went to that concert? This is not just nostalgia. It's a test. She's running a comparison, but she's not comparing you to some new guy. She is comparing the anxious performer you used to be to the authentic man she is seeing glimpses of now. The man who seems centered. The man who has opinions. The man who is solid. She isn't nostalgic for the past. She is deeply, magnetically curious about your present. Do not fall into the nostalgia trap. The past is a dead end. When she brings it up, you acknowledge it briefly, and you pivot to the present. Yeah, that was a fun night. It feels like a lifetime ago. Life has been moving fast. You are not the man she left. You are the man she is just discovering. And that man is the one she's starting to realize she doesn't want to lose. The third awakening is the gravity of purpose. For so long, she was your mission. Your purpose every morning was to win her. Your energy was focused on her. This is the masculine energy in its weakest, most diluted form. It is outsourced. The moment you reclaim that energy, the moment your purpose becomes your own, your work, your art, your physical health, your spiritual path, you change. You stop being a moon, desperately trying to orbit her light. You become a sun. A sun does not chase planets. A sun does not try to be hot. A sun does not worry if Earth thinks it's looking good today. A sun simply burns. It is so consumed with its own magnificent internal purpose that its very nature, its heat, its light, its sheer mass, creates gravity, and the planets have no choice but to fall into its orbit. This is why we have misunderstood the third sign. We see her checking your activity. She's watching your stories within minutes. She's asking mutual friends about you. We call this monitoring. I call it being caught in your orbit. She is not just checking up. She is feeling the heat of a man who is on fire with his own life. She is looking at your stories not to see if you are with someone else. She is looking to see what it is that has become more important than her. The mission. The purpose, the fire. That is the most attractive force on Earth. Now, the fatal error here is to see her watching and to start performing on social media. To post thirst traps or obvious, look how great my life is posts. This is like the sun suddenly stopping its fusion to pose for a picture. It kills the magic. It tells her you are still, in fact, orbiting her. The directive is simple. Burn for you. Let your life be the fire. Let your social media, if you use it at all, be a byproduct of your mission, not a tool to get her back. When she feels that, when she sees that you are well and truly consumed by your own world, she will feel a profound sense of respect. And that, my friend, is the beginning of everything. The fourth awakening is the mountain of your reality. When she starts testing your availability. When the catch-up texts come. When she asks, "What are you doing Friday?" This is not a social invitation. It is a frame battle. Her frame, her reality is, "You're still available for me, right? My world is still more important than yours. When I call you, come. Your old frame was weak. It was yes. Anything for you. I'll cancel my plans." You eagerly jumped into her reality. The man who has awakened operates from a new frame. His reality is his own. His time is the most valuable asset he has, and it is allocated first. To his purpose. To his health. To his mission. He is not a leaf, blown about by her whims. He is a mountain when she tests him. "We should get coffee Friday." He doesn't play games. He isn't cold or rude. He is simply a mountain. "I appreciate the invite, but Friday is dedicated to my project." Or, "My Fridays are locked for my work, but I appreciate you thinking of me." He doesn't apologize. He doesn't over-explain. He doesn't scramble to reschedule. His no is not aggressive. It is just final. It is a fact. His reality is non-negotiable. This is the moment she truly begins to feel respect. Not just attraction, which can be fleeting, but deep, lasting respect. And for the high-value feminine, respect is the very soil that true attraction grows in. She's testing to see if the mountain is real. Or if it's just a pile of sand you built to impress her. When she discovers it is real, she will be faced with a choice. She can either walk away, or she can begin the climb. We have seen the first 4 awakenings: the anchor of presence, the echo of authenticity, the gravity of purpose, and the mountain of your reality. You are starting to see that this journey was never about her regret. It was always about your rebirth. The next 3 awakenings go even deeper. They touch on the nature of jealousy, the misunderstood power of vulnerability, and finally, what happens when the dynamic flips completely. The 5th awakening is the ocean of abundance. When you were chasing, you lived in a world of scarcity. She was the only prize. Her attention was the only water in the desert. This is why, when we see the 5th sign, when she suddenly gets sensitive to your attention on other women, we often make a fatal mistake. We think, aha, jealousy. It's working. And we start intentionally trying to make her jealous. We post calculated photos. We try to perform our abundance. This is the act of a man still living in scarcity. You are still performing for her. The true awakening is when you shift from a desert mentality to an ocean mentality. You realize the world is full of amazing people, connections, and experiences. You no longer see her as the one. You appreciate her. But you also appreciate the new friend you met at the gym, the colleague you share a hobby with, and your own valuable solitude. Your energy becomes open and abundant. Now, when she feels this, when she sees you are genuinely enjoying your life and your connections without her at the center, that is when real jealousy arises. It is the echo. It's not manufactured jealousy. It is her loss aversion. She suddenly realizes you are no longer her option. You are not in her desert. You are swimming in your own ocean, and she realizes that if she wants a place in your life, she will have to compete with your purpose, your other connections, and your new standard. You don't need to flex your abundance. You just need to live it. The 6th awakening is the power of the container. This is one of the most subtle tests. When she starts to feel you pulling away, when she sees your mountain, when she feels the gravity of your purpose. Her next strategy is often the 6th sign. She becomes vulnerable. She starts sharing her fears, her struggles. She opens up about things she never did before. The old you, the nice guy, the fixer, would immediately dive in. You'd think, this is it. My chance, she needs me. You become her therapist. You take on her emotional baggage, hoping that saving her will make her love you, and in that moment, you lose. You are back in the service role. The awakening is when you stop being the fixer and become the container. What is a container? It is a strong, safe space that can hold another's emotions without being shattered by them. It is the mountain, which can take the storm without moving. When she expresses her vulnerability, you don't rush in to fix. You simply remain present. You listen. You validate. That sounds really tough, but you don't absorb it. You don't make it your problem. You hold your frame. You are a strong man who can hear her pain without losing himself in it. Here is the paradox. When she feels this steady, non-reactive strength, she feels safer than she ever did when you were trying to fix her. Your solidness becomes magnetic. She realizes you aren't just a boyfriend. You are a man. She realizes the safety she took for granted. The final 7th awakening is the gate of true value. Finally, we come to sign number 7. When all else fails to pull you back, she starts actively adding value to your life. She starts to pursue. She does for you what you used to do for her. She offers help. She sends you opportunities. She supports your goals. The dynamic has completely reversed, and the old you would celebrate. I won! She finally gets it! And you would swing the gates wide open and let her right back in. Fatal mistake. Your celebration proves you still need that validation. The 7th awakening is when you realize your intrinsic value. You are already the sun. You are already the mountain. You are already the ocean. You know your worth. You do not need her pursuit to feel whole. So the gate to your life, to your time, your energy, and your heart is now protected. Not by walls, but by standards. When she starts to pursue, you don't celebrate. You observe. You appreciate the effort. That's very thoughtful, thank you. But you watch for consistency. Is this a temporary tactic to regain what she lost? Or is this a real change in who she is? You are the prize. You are the one who decides. You let time do the proving. You don't lower your standards just because she's finally on her tiptoes, trying to meet them. You make her prove she is worthy of walking through that gate, into the world you have built. You see, these 7 signs were never about her. They are the 7 layers of your rebirth. Her regret, her attention, is just the sound of you finally learning to love and respect yourself. Don't focus on the echo. Focus on creating the sound. Be the anchor. Be the sun. Be the mountain. And the question I want to leave you with today is, are you ready to stop listening for the echo and start becoming the source? Now, I want to give you a practical exercise, not to get her back, but to get you back. For the next 24 hours, just be an observer. Every time you pick up your phone, every time you're about to make a decision, pause for 1 second and ask yourself, is this action coming from my internal energy and purpose, or is it seeking an echo from the outside? You don't have to change it. Just observe. Just notice. That is the first step to reclaiming your entire power. This journey isn't about becoming attractive to her. It's about becoming a man that you cannot help but respect. When you do that, everything else falls into its proper orbit. This is life's work. If what we shared today resonated with you, if you feel a shift beginning, join this community, hit subscribe, because this is where we build together. Not to chase others, but to become the unshakable versions of ourselves. Live a life worth living.